As you may know, Singapore has recently passed a landmark legislation known as the Workplace Fairness Act. The Workplace Fairness Act is intended to prevent and protect employees from discrimination and harassment at the workplace. Now, there are several key objectives behind the Workplace Fairness Act. The first is essentially to strengthen protections for job seekers and employees against discrimination at the workplace across the life cycle of employment. The second objective is to require employers to implement grievance handling processes and to prohibit retaliation against whistleblowers in order to promote amicable resolution of disputes. The third objective is to introduce a calibrated set of levers of consequences for errant employers, ranging from administrative penalties such as fines through to directives to rectify any discriminatory conduct. The workplace fairness legislation prohibits employers from making adverse employment decisions on the grounds of protected characteristics. What are these protected characteristics? The first is age. As we know, Singapore is an aging society, and we have a vested interest in ensuring that our elderly population continue to be able to contribute and flourish in the workforce. The second is nationality. As we know, Singapore as a community is heavily dependent on foreign labour and manpower, and therefore we too have a vested interest in ensuring that they're not discriminated against at the workplace. Now, the third category is a category that is particularly important when it comes to women, because these are gender related. Now, they include sex, marital status, pregnancy status, and caregiving responsibilities, the brunt of which are oftentimes borne by women. This is also in line with Singapore's marriage and parenthood objectives. Now, as we go into the fourth category, we all know that race, religion, and language are a critical part of our social compact to maintain our racial and religious harmony in Singapore. Therefore, this is at the core of the values we strive to protect as a nation. Now, the fifth category is mental health and disability, which is a very welcome category because this has thus far been viewed as a taboo at the workplace, and it's important to take away the stigma from disability issues. Now, what are adverse employment decisions that the Workplace Fairness Act prohibits? It prohibits employers from making decisions on the grounds of protected characteristics that lead to adverse consequences for the individuals. Now, if we look at the life cycle of employment, this starts at hiring, discriminatory hiring practices, all the way through to opportunities offered at the workplace, including promotion, opportunities for training, opportunities to attend conferences. And then when we go to the end of the life cycle, we are looking at people being terminated or being made redundant because of these characteristics. Now, it's important to note that the entire life cycle is protected, and employers need to be very much cognizant of this. Now, if employers are found to be engaging in discriminatory practices, this act has teeth, and therefore employers should take careful note of the requirements. If we go to grievance handling procedures, employers are required to put in place such procedures and also to make this known to all their employees so that the grievance procedure is not merely something buried in a handbook, but is something the employees are aware of and can call upon if need be. Now, the grievance handling process comes along with two things. The first is maintaining confidentiality of the whistleblower and participants to the extent possible. And the second is non-retaliation for raising a grievance, or even in a situation where an employer is aware that the employee may raise a grievance. Now, if you have any questions on this, feel free to reach out. Thank you.